Part 77. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 761. It's funny to say that. In the long years, I have seen many talented people, but I never expected that someone could succeed. Well, I have been waiting for this day for a long time. Come on, kill me. Just like that, the other party spread his arms, as if letting Lu Yu take action. Lu Yu sneered. Don't play this trick. Lu Yu shook his head. Even if you want to play tricks, you don't have to play like this. It's too boring. On the other side, a look of surprise appeared in the eyes of the young man. I asked you to kill, but you won't kill? Well, I can only continue to attack. As he said, the young man stretched out his hand. The next moment, the black giant hand broke the world barrier and was about to go to the universe where Lu Yu was. Seeing this, Lu Yu took action with a bang. The power of the blow, as if to reverse the universe, fell on the black giant hand. Boom! The next moment, the black giant hand was shattered, turning into black blood falling all over the sky, corroding everything. But in just a moment, the young man returned to normal. Why, do you have to force me to do it? The young man looked at Lu Yu with a smile. Lu Yu frowned. What do you want to do? Nothing. If you kill me, I will be free, and you can become me. The other party smiled. At this moment, he turned to Lu Yu. Behind the handsome appearance, the young man's body was only left with bones and a layer of skin covering his body. A ball of black mist enveloped his body. This. Lu Yu was a little horrified. He could feel it. The black mist looked like black mist, but it was not black mist. Black mist was no longer a threat to him. But this ball of black mist gave Lu Yu a creepy feeling. What's the matter with you? Lu Yu stared at the young man. The young man faced Lu Yu again with a smile on his face. My situation is what you see. I can't break free anymore. Do you understand? What do you mean? Lu Yu frowned. The young man smiled dumbly. Don't you understand yet? He glanced at Lu Yu. I am no longer myself. I am controlled by it. Do you understand? As he spoke, the young man tore open his chest and took out the black mist, his eyes full of regret. As an emperor, how could I commit such a murder? It's just that I was eroded in the process of becoming an emperor. I had to use the power of living beings to maintain my vitality. Otherwise, if I really died, it would really destroy the world. Now, do you understand what I am doing? The young man put the black mist back into his body. Lu Yu's eyes were somewhat uncertain. He was a little unsure whether what the other party said was true or false. What is this? I don't know. I don't know. After I became an emperor in the past, I was contaminated by a drop of black blood, and I can't erase it until now. The young man shook his head and laughed. When Lu Yu heard this, his mood suddenly sank. The emperor said that he was also infected with this thing, so doesn't that mean that he will become like this? Damn it! Lu Yu's breathing became slightly rapid. The young man looked at him with a smile. Come on, kill me, bear the eternal infamy, be regarded as ominous, but have to live in humiliation. I am a little tired. As he said, the young man opened his hands and closed his eyes. It seemed that he really didn't want to struggle anymore. Seeing this, Lu Yu clenched his fists. At this moment, he really wanted to take action. But he could hear what the young man meant. If he killed him, would the black fog explode completely? Then the entire universe would probably be destroyed. Lu Yu didn't dare to say that he could control what the young man could only suppress with his life. But if he didn't kill him, he would continue to devour everything to maintain his vitality. This is a dead end. No matter how he took action, it was a dead end. In the end, Lu Yu took a deep breath. Is there no other solution? What solution? The young man smiled and looked at Lu Yu. Avoid my universe and devour other universes, Lu Yu said. At this moment, he didn't want to care about so much anymore. As long as the people he cares about can survive, it's fine. The life and death of other universes have nothing to do with him. But the young man laughed. Do you think I haven't thought about it? I can only tell you that I must devour this universe, otherwise I can't suppress it. After saying this, Lu Yu was silent. As if he noticed Lu Yu's thoughts, the young man smiled. But if you want, transfer it to you, you should be able to hold on for a long time, and then create other universes to devour, isn't that enough? The young man said. When Lu Yu heard this, he narrowed his eyes. You want to lie to me? This is not a lie. The Dragon Slayer will eventually become a dragon. It's up to you to choose. I'm very tired. The young man returned to the coffin. Silence. Lu Yu was completely silent. He thought he had used all his abilities to solve everything, but now it seems that there is still a dead end. Kill him. The black fog will destroy everything. Don't kill him. He still wanted to devour it. And if he transferred it, Lu Yu was not sure whether the other party was really lying to him. After a long silence, Lu Yu suddenly left. He needed to give himself some time to think. Think about how to deal with this matter. More reasons are. Lu Yu wanted to see an old friend. 3 roads, no matter how he chose. Perhaps, it could be a farewell forever. It's been too long, I miss you so much. He shuttled to the Orion Academy in one step, and Lu Yu stepped in here. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 762. Chapter 0577, Using one's body to suppress the black blood, willing to wait for one person to return. Orion Academy. In the palace, Lu Yu did not see Xiaoling. After a casual exploration, Lu Yu quickly determined Lu Ling's location. In class. Came to the outside of Lu Ling's classroom. Lu Yu's appearance has attracted countless attention. He has seen the destruction of the universe and the long years. Lu Yu's temperament now is extraordinary. His own realm has reached the extreme, coupled with the divine light flowing in his eyes. As soon as he appeared, countless people noticed him. Lu Ling naturally saw Lu Yu. After class, Lu Ling rushed out immediately. But before she could hug him, Lu Yu took the initiative to hug her. Ah brother, you hug too tight, others are watching. Lu Ling's expression was strange. Why was her brother so proactive today? But what Lu Ling didn't know was, during those long years, she didn't know how much she missed this quirky girl. Especially when thinking of that pale face, Lu Yu felt as if his heart was broken. Now seeing him again, if he said he was not happy, it would be a lie. Well, it's okay, I'm just very happy today. Lu Yu touched Lu Ling's head and let her go. Although Lu Ling was confused, she was still very happy. Brother, you are the best. Let me tell you secretly, they all envy me for having a super invincible brother in the universe. Lu Ling smiled happily. Lu Yu touched her head and said nothing. After spending a few days with Lu Ling at Orion Academy, Lu Yu visited many people in the following time. Wang Chongming, Luo Shat, Lu Yushan, Zhou Qi, Yanzu. Starting from Blue Star, Lu Yu met all the people he had met along the way. Finally, he also arrived at the Human Emperor. He tried to help the Human Emperor erase those source substances, but failed. Finally, Lu Yu returned to Orion Academy. Xiaoling, I have to leave for something. Oh, okay, I'll be back sooner rather than later. Lu Ling said without turning her head. She was playing games with Duo Lala. The girl might have gotten used to Lu Yu's departure, so she didn't care too much. Because in the past, Lu Yu would always come back. After taking a deep look at the girl, Lu Yu left. Back to the old universe. What, have you made up your mind? The coffin lid was opened, and the young man sat up. He looked at Lu Yu with a smile. Obviously, he had expected everything. Lu Yu looked at him, with no expression on his face. You haven't made a choice yet. The young man looked playful. And the next moment, Lu Yu slammed in with a palm. This palm seemed to destroy everything. The young man didn't resist, but just let Lu Yu fall on him. Poof! He spat out a mouthful of black blood, which melted the coffin a little. One step closer to death, it feels so good. A sick smile appeared on the young man's face. Seeing this, Lu Yu was completely silent. This feeling is very familiar, just like himself at the beginning. In the eternal loneliness, he longed for death more than once, but he couldn't die. And now, the other party is obviously in this state. He is looking forward to killing him himself. Then everything will be his turn to bear. What's wrong? Keep attacking, come on. The young man laughed and closed his eyes. In Lu Yu's palm, the power of the Tao flowed. Finally, he attacked brazenly. Boom! The young man's head fell off, and a touch of relief and sigh flashed in his eyes. Remember, the dragon slayer will eventually become an evil dragon. Boom! The young man's body was collapsing. Endless black fog swept out of his body. Everything was completely uncontrollable. The black fog instantly spread throughout the old universe, and Lu Yu also instantly retreated, trying to tear the space and leave. But at this moment, he trembled to find out. The black fog was actually tearing the space apart, trying to break the world barrier. It wanted to go to another universe. This can't be done. Lu Yu roared and tried to stop it again. The reversal of the galaxy fell, but what Lu Yu never expected was that his attack did not have any effect, but made the black fog stronger. The black fog surged, and a black shadow slowly walked out of it. Interesting, a new emperor was born. The black shadow stared at Lu Yu. The next moment, the endless black fog suddenly condensed together, turned into a drop of black blood, and went towards Lu Yu. Lu Yu dodged and even used time to create a barrier in front of him. But all this seemed to be nothing to the black blood. It passed through everything and was about to fall on Lu Yu's forehead. At the last moment, a ball of red flame appeared, enveloping and trapping the drop of black blood. An angry face appeared in the black blood. How dare you stop me? Ha ha ha, the world thinks I am a demon who only wants to destroy the world, but who knows that the last demon alive has become the savior. Beside Lu Yu, a young man's shadow appeared at some point, with a look of emotion. Hearing this, Lu Yu fell silent. The other party saved him once. And his words made Lu Yu not know how to answer. The devil is continuing life in another way. If he chooses to sink completely into the black fog, then everything will be truly destroyed. Nothing will exist. The rotation of the old world and the new world at least ensures that life can continue. After waiting for so many years, I finally waited for a successor. This is all I can do. The rest is up to you. The shadow of the young man is dissipating quickly. This is an emperor in the past, who was corroded by black blood after becoming an emperor. Now, he is finally free. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu. Chapter 763. It's my turn. Lu Yu looked at the trapped drop of black blood, and his smile was somewhat helpless. How can I get rid of all this? Finally, the black blood entered Lu Yu's body. Lu Yu, suppress the black blood with his body. In Lu Yu's body, the black blood turned into a series of demonic shadows, destroying everything. Lu Yu suppressed it with his body and kept erasing it. But this is destined to be a difficult process. The previous emperor was helpless, and now it will be more difficult for Lu Yu. His body gradually began to disappear and turned into bones. Thinking, muddled, difficult to stay awake. Only the light of the ban was flickering. But even so, Lu Yu was still suppressing the black blood. I can't let it go, let alone feed on the world. Die together. This is Lu Yu's only thought. I don't know how many years have passed. On this day, the black blood is still not erased, but Lu Yu is about to collapse. On this day, a hole emitting white light suddenly appeared above Lu Yu's head. The appearance of the white hole suppressed black blood for the first time. After taking a last look at the universe, Lu Yu stepped into it with black blood. After Lu Yu entered, the white hole also disappeared. The old universe was dead silent. In the original universe, everything remained the same. The weirdness suddenly disappeared, and there was no attack on the Great Wall. The human emperor and everyone else breathed a sigh of relief. But what puzzled them was, why didn't Lu Yu come back? The human emperor tried to find Lu Yu in the old world, but found nothing. The human emperor didn't know how to deal with this. On the side of Orion College, Lu Ling waited and waited until she graduated from Orion College, and she didn't see her brother come back. She went to find the human emperor, and the human emperor told her that there was no trace of Lu Yu. On this day, Lu Ling cried. Because her brother didn't come back for 2 years. She left Orion College, and returned to Blue Star. The Flame Lord retired, and Lu Ling became the new Flame Lord. He was very happy about this, thinking that he had made the right choice. Lu Ling smiled back, and thus became the Flame Lord of Blue Star. Spring went and autumn came, winter came, and summer went. Year after year passed, and as the Flame Lord, Lu Ling never left Blue Star again. Her greatest hobby was to look up at the starry sky from the roof of the Star Palace. On this day, she went to Yuanwu City, because Luo Shai had reached the end of his life. Yes, 200 years had passed, and the lifespan of a mountain-moving warrior had reached its limit. On the hospital bed, Luo Shai smiled, and his eyes were full of memories. I haven't seen Lu for a long time, Flame Lord, your brother is too busy. Instructor Luo Shai, my brother is a little busy now, and I really don't have time to see you, I'm sorry. Lu Ling's eyes were full of tears. Luo Shai patted her hand. It's okay, he's busy, and he's also busy for us. As soon as the voice fell, Luo Shai died suddenly. After Luo Shai's death, another 200 years passed, and Wang Chongming and others also died one after another. On Blue Star, new generations appeared one after another. Lu Ling no longer cared about these. She had never left the Star Palace, except for the death of her old friend Lu Yu. And on this day, someone from the former high level of Blue Star died. It was Zouqi. Zouqi sat on the bed, still energetic. Hey, let me tell you, when I saw Lu Yu, I knew that this kid was not simple. Every time I bet on him, I bet on him. That kid doesn't know yet that I secretly hid 3,000 top-grade source crystals back then. Zouqi said with a ruddy face. Everyone around couldn't help laughing when they heard this. Even Lu Ling smiled with tears in her eyes. And on this day, Zouqi passed away. Lu Ling returned to the Star Palace again. A few years later, the Flame Lord found her. Lu girl, I feel like I can't hold on much longer, I'm a little worried. Whatever you want, just tell me, Lu Ling said, trying to hold back tears. When Yanzu heard this, he smacked his lips and smiled. I just want to see your brother and ask him something, otherwise, I won't die peacefully, Yanzu said. That question had troubled him for too many years. What did Lu Boy see? It's a pity that Lu Ling couldn't meet his request. Finally, A few years later, Yanzu also passed away. At the last moment, he couldn't help cursing. "Damn Lu boy, I lied to you, but you really didn't tell the truth." As soon as he finished speaking, Yanzu closed his eyes, but with a smile on his face. That day, Yanzu was buried with honor. There was no Lu Yu's old friend on Blue Star anymore. Time passed by so calmly. Lu Ling's life became more and more dull. She never left the Star Palace again. Every day, she would sit in the Star Palace and look at the night sky, or she would close her eyes and swing on the swing in the backyard. On Blue Star, time seemed to pass very quickly. New generations appeared one after another, and the top leaders of Blue Star were replaced several times, but the Lord of Fire was always Lu Ling. Gradually, everyone got used to this Lord of Fire who was powerful but behaved strangely. On Blue Star, everything about Lu Yu and Lu Ling was slowly disappearing. Technology was developing, and martial arts were progressing rapidly. Blue Star has become a truly powerful planet. But Lu Ling didn't care about these. She knew that these were all given by one person, but that person seemed to have really left. He will never come back. Forever. On this day, the girl shed tears. Her face has not changed, because she is afraid that he will not recognize her. But she can't wait any longer, that person will never come back. So on this day, Lu Ling gradually stopped breathing on the Star Palace. She looked up at the starry sky and turned into a stone statue. The death of the Lord of Flame made the whole Blue Star sad. When the funeral was held, it was found that no one could move the body of the Lord of Flame. In desperation, the girl became a stone statue on the Star Palace. Time passed again. I don't know how much time has passed. Perhaps tens of millions of years. There are fewer and fewer lives on Blue Star. Global High Martial Arts, copy SSS-level talents at the beginning. Author, Yunzhong Mu Shui. Chapter 764. Chapter 764. Finally, the last group of humans on the entire blue planet left. They looked at the stone statue of the girl through the porthole of the spaceship. Has the stone statue been there for a long time? Yes, it should belong to the prehistoric civilization era. It was once a flame master. It looks like it is waiting for someone to come back. Well, maybe that person never came back. The spaceship left. On the blue planet, humans completely disappeared. After an unknown amount of time, the earth was already green. In this green, on a stone temple, there was a stone statue looking up at the sky. The white bird landed on the stone statue, it tilted its head to look at the stone statue, and the next moment it was startled again. In the sky, a hole appeared at some point, and a figure walked out of it. "Sorry, I'm late." It's over." Gao Wu was published on December 29 last year. It has been 5 months since I published it. It has a total of 1.24 million words. It is time to say goodbye to everyone. Along the way, there were 100,000 words of anxiety, 500,000 words of surprise, and then a million words of depression. Thank you for your company. When writing this book, many things happened that made the author happy or sad. But fortunately, I have experienced them all in the end, which is a kind of gain. Now, when I finish writing this book with everyone, I am actually reluctant to leave. 5 months, I have not stopped updating once, which has almost become a habit. The name Lu Yu is deeply engraved in my mind. I want to tell you quietly that it was actually scheduled to be completed with 1 million words. At that time, everyone also saw that the plot was accelerated. But later, considering that it was too hasty, I still wrote slowly, all the way to the current 1.24 million words. Of course, all good things must come to an end. Up to this point, the plots that should be filled have been basically completed. Thinking back carefully, there should be no gaps. So up to now, the author thinks that the story has not been ruined. Is it generally satisfactory? Ha ha ha, just kidding. There are 1,000 Hamlets in the hearts of 1,000 people. There are 1,000 Lu Yu in the hearts of 1,000 people. The good and bad of the story all end here. The world is not big, see you later. Finally, thank you all for your support. Whispering, are there any readers who will celebrate the end by throwing flowers?